There exists a spiritual practice so powerful yet forgotten by many, a practice that has transformed lives throughout history. Today we explore the profound art of silent fasting. Not the abstention from food, but from words themselves. Silent fasting, an ancient practice mentioned in sacred texts, validated by modern science, and embraced by prophets and seekers alike. This is not merely about staying quiet, it's about a deliberate spiritual journey that opens doors previously thought locked. The practice is simple in description yet profound in impact. For a period of time, you abstain completely from speaking. No words pass your lips while you commune with your innermost thoughts and with the divine. The Quran tells us of Maryam who said, "I have vowed a fast to the Most Merciful, so I will not speak to any human today." In her moment of greatest difficulty, she turned to silent fasting as her refuge. Similarly, Prophet Zachariah practiced this powerful form of devotion. The sacred texts tell us how he prayed in silence within his prayer chamber, and they received the miraculous news of a son despite his advanced age and his wife's infertility. But why does silent fasting create such transformative effects? Modern science has begun to catch up with what spiritual traditions have known for millennia. A 2013 study discovered that just 2 hours of silence daily can stimulate the growth of new brain cells related to learning and memory. The constant noise we live with increases our stress levels dramatically, while silence promotes deep relaxation, even more effectively than listening to calming music. In the 20th century, researchers linked noise pollution to increased rates of heart disease. The World Health Organization has gone so far as to call it the modern plague. When we practice silent fasting, we create a sanctuary from this assault on our nervous system. Consider why the prophets throughout history would retreat in solitude. Muhammad would go to the cave of Hira. Abraham would ascend the mountain, as would Moses, who spent 40 days in isolation, receiving divine guidance. This separation was necessary because the immense wisdom they were to receive couldn't be properly absorbed amid the noise and distractions of everyday life. They needed to create empty space, silence, in which divine knowledge could flourish. The spiritual masters tell us that silence is not the absence of something, but the presence of everything. It is in silence that we hear our inner voice most clearly. Those who can listen to their inner voice before making decisions develop a level of awareness far beyond the ordinary. As one wise teacher put it, when all external doors are closed to us, we must return to the prayer chamber, return to the divine. How can you practice silent fasting? Start with just 3 days. During this time, communicate only through writing, if absolutely necessary. Inform your family and close ones about your practice, so they can support your journey. For the most powerful experience, disconnect completely from social media. Turn off your phone, and if possible, retreat to a quiet place in nature or a room where you won't be disturbed. Take only essential reading material like sacred texts and read them silently to yourself. Even 3 days of silent fasting can bring remarkable clarity. 7 days can transform your outlook. 21 days can reshape your life. And 40 days? The spiritual masters consider this the ultimate journey of transformation. This is not a practice to undertake when feeling depressed or anxious, but rather from a place of intention and spiritual seeking. Your silent communication should be focused on prayer, gratitude, and inner reflection. One practitioner described their experience. During my 7 days of silence, I felt as though layers of mental noise were peeling away. By the 3rd day, solutions to problems I'd been struggling with for months suddenly became clear. It wasn't that I found new information. Rather, I could finally hear the wisdom that had always been within me. This practice often reveals which relationships in your life are truly supportive and which are draining your energy. Some people may drift away, while new connections that better serve your growth may appear. Trust this process of natural alignment. Silent fasting cultivates a deep sense of inner peace and acceptance. You begin to embrace life's events, people, and situations with greater equanimity. Even thoughts you once rejected become welcome guests in the spacious home of your mind. This knowledge is readily available in sacred texts, yet rarely discussed in our noise-filled world. I urge you to experience this practice for yourself, even for just 1 day. What do you have to lose? Start with a single day of complete silence. Then try 3 days. See for yourself what transformations await in the sacred space of stillness. As the 13th century poet Rumi wrote, "In silence there is eloquence. Stop weaving and see how the pattern improves. The miracle you seek may be waiting for you in silence."